How I hug when she says stop overthinking. People that live in a touristy town that solely exists because of the revenue generated from tourism when they see a tourist in their town. Haven't seen you in a while, what you been up to? Me. How dads stare at their yard after they cut the grass. This is not Iron Man. Iron Deficiency Man lol. How I look when the birthday person gets their cake and a flavor I dislike. Got my girlfriend pregnant so I left her a message saying I'm ready to be a good husband and father. Realizing you're late to the trend. Our parents gave us usernames for real life. Make America Great Again. Made in China. Sale. $102. When your too problematic home is with opposing extremist views meet for the first time. Scams used to be like free money and now they're like hello we have a job for you, which seems to be a bad sign. Why am I laughing so much? Mike Wazowski. Adulting. 1 star. Effing bullshit, would not recommend. Rare picture of Kardashians holding white balls. Character cosplay. Look inside profile. Only pink. I'll grant you 3 wishes. 1. Do the opposite of wish number 2. 2. Don't grant wish number 3. 3. Cancel wish number 1. When I'm 26 I'm going to be married, buy a house, have kids, buy my own car and be too free to do whatever I want. Me at 26. People keep pirating our unfinished games. Say we'll stop making games. Give them a sob story. Release a full working game. If 2 vegans are arguing, is it still considered beef? British people be having X like, yes splendid, are indeed scrumptious, carry on, good heavens I'm arriving. The hot teacher asks you to stay after class. She invites you into her office. She says she wants to show you something. You're failing the class. After spending decades building the pyramids rock by rock just to be told 4,000 years later that aliens did it. My son bet me that he could make a piece of paper fly farther than I could, so he spent 10 minutes making the fanciest paper airplane I have ever seen. The look on his face when I crumpled mine into a ball and launched it across the house was priceless. Lux to be a loser, LMAO. You make cartoon for kid. 20 years later, kid grown up and made ton of it. I keep getting pissed at myself for letting imminent collapse of civilization distract me from knocking shit off my to-do list. When I try to remember my favorite classic meme, but I'm so old that my memory is gone. The longer I work in medicine, the more convinced I am that anxiety and depression are a just response in a deeply unjust society. You have zero personality. All you do is send pictures of cats. Trans women. Orange cat owners. My noisy as a bull. Scientists after figuring out making vanilla essence from beaver's instead of vanilla. Fitness instructor. Have you ever done a marathon? Me. Like on Netflix. Me and my brother coming back from kitchen after making milkshake. Delicious. When you are in Thailand and she says now it's your turn to be the girl, turn around. Please say psych. If you're arguing loudly on your phone in public, please put it on speaker. I need to hear both sides of the story to know whose side I'm on. Telling the song to shut up right before you skip it. Not interested in a career, just looking for the least annoying way to afford food and shelter. Another day has passed and I still haven't used y equals mx plus b. I use it to calculate the slope of my life going downhill. Little to me realizing he doesn't want to play with action figures anymore. Damn girl, are you a construction worker cause you're building? What the F does that mean? Mind your own business. Friend, just gets back from trip abroad. It was so awesome, you should totally go. Me, I would chill to go overseas. US military. You will. There's a dog behind you. What does he look like? biting your tongue while eating is the perfect example of how you can mess up even with decades of experience. When life suddenly starts going too well. Me trying to remember the new password I just changed 5 seconds ago. When your pets are more metal than you. Once all the boomers are led, do you all wanna change to metric or not? Therapist, tell me some things you like. Me, I like when I'm sleeping. Therapist, I meant when you're awake. Me, oh I don't like that. Ton addicts scrolling through the 18th page of ton. Find something that still them on. World War I veterans in 1938. World War II veterans in 2025. Locks keys in car outside a clinic, goes inside and asks for a coat hanger. Probably shouldn't abbreviate Nutella anymore. Cookie filled with put. Clicking on a YouTube video, super loud ad with dubstep music playing. As my final act as manager before I quit, I approved all of my staff's overlapping holiday time off requests. Wanna go upstairs? Me, sure. You got protection? Me, why what's up there? The tea is cool, remain pure. You could not live with your own failure, TikTok, propaganda, AI slop. Where did that bring you? Back to me. I just realized that the America sideways look like a duck. What part of your morning routine takes the longest? Finding the will to live. When I remember that my future depends mostly on me, man. Cloud, a man who fears being seen as feminine is a man who fears being treated the way he treats women. To everyone who used to brew your own beer, thank you for stopping, we all hated it. 2025 is my year, me in April. My friend told me halfway through giving birth she was like, I can't do this, I simply cannot do this, and they were like, oh you have to, and life is just like that all the time. Showers get turned on by every person they see, until we meet again. When you give her that first inch, well we are halfway there. Americans are so bad at geography, a CNN original series, Evil Angoria searching for Spain. LMAO, I need a girl who will look at my pen like this because she's amazed by how small it is but also on. Hey sorry I was so weird yesterday, today I'll be weird but in a different way. I have been alive 20 years and still haven't found the right thing to say when someone knocks on the door of the public bathroom you're in. We don't want any more visitors, well wishes or distant relations. I have 2 problems in life, difficulty sleeping, difficulty waking up. People with leadly peanut allergies listening to white chicks say they can't eat gluten. Imperial Stormtrooper, 5 feet 11 inch, metric Stormtrooper, 180 centimeters. 8-year-old me after coming inside for water and not being allowed out again. Crazy how like 150 years ago you could just pack your bags, walk 5 hours and become a brand new person with a clean state basically. Stop worrying if people like you, they don't. Dear teacher, I want to know if I have passed the exam. Please circle on your answer, yes, or yes definitely. Corporations, forced to raise prices on goods, makes record-breaking profits. Americans in America, this is fine. Knackers, you know what's crazy? The president of 2080 is probably watching Coco Melon right now. Repelling a mosquito in the shower, what I do. How it feels. Me testing light sarcasm in the workplace to see who is cool and who I need to watch out for. No texting, no speeding, no ketchup, Chicago. Haha dragon. 8 AM before your 9 to 5. 7 AM on your day off. US, fries, chips, UK, chips, crisps, Australia, chips. Typing please and thank you, ending by closing chat, me using ChatGPT. My biggest regret is not fighting more people when I was a minor. The 60s, 70s, 80s and 90s seem to have all separate unique personalities, but these last 17 years seem to just be one big chunk of time that has no significant meaning. Finally someone said it. These last 17 years have an oh-no feel that just gets bigger and louder with each consecutive year. Teacher, exam will be easy. Oranges, A. Fruit, B. Color. The happiest man in the world, hat again, hat 3. Normal water. Toilet water. The world is burning all around us. Post some dank vintage rage comics to remind us of the good times. P. Shaking it off and putting it away, P. When it took you almost 21 years to realize Valve released Steam and you never got the joke. No thanks. I like having my panic attacks sober, the way God intended. Your girlfriend leaves you alone to play a game for a few hours. You realize she is mad at you. Anyone here ever used allergy medicine? 700 mg Benadryl. Pick up phone to play Clash of Clans. Spend 30 minutes on My Village. Phone vanishes. Phone was upstairs the whole time. Feel like Utashi for a week afterwards. Please stop raising awareness. There is too much. I have become too aware. I know that feeling, bro. 7-year-old me switching on the car light for 1 second. My dad, we are all gonna lie. For just 50 cents you could save a child's life. Best I can do is 25 cents. Name a part of women's body that men haven't realized. I'm waiting. I'm gonna hold your hand when I tell you this. Your everyday picture. The picture they show on the news when you go to jail.
Spare change. Spare change, ma'am.